What do you remember about that moment where you get the call from the Texans that you got the job, the process of that, and that moment where you just find out you're going to be calling NFL football games?
I'll be honest. I got a call. Tony Wiley was the PR director here at the time before they started playing. This is over a year before they start playing. I get a call from his assistant. Do you want to be on the short list to be the first announcer for the Houston Texans? Something like that. Wasn't offering me the job, but do you want to be part of this mix, And I got the feeling like I'm deep in already if I say yes. And I was only at Miami at the time 2 years. And I thought, man, I can't be hopping around everywhere. And Miami was a great job then. And one which I thought they'd be on top of the world forever. You're doing as well as they did in football. You're thinking this is going to be awesome. Basketball, they were awesome. Everything's awesome. Baseball, awesome. I called the national championship with Miami Hurricanes baseball in 2001. So I thought, yes, I do want to be involved, but you guys don't start playing until 2002. I mean, how is this going to go down? And I really did feel bad about leaving Miami so quickly after 2 years. So I didn't want to go for that last year. Plus, I knew they were great in football. That was the year they would win the national championship. So what happened is it just took a long time. Between CBS Radio Houston and the Texans, there was a lot of back and forth about when the announcer should start. CBS Radio was going to pay the announcer, no question about it. Texans wanted the announcer here to host events, MC events. It was one event after another prior to the start of Texans history just to unveil this and that and the other thing and whatever. A lot of dog and pony shows around Houston. I get it. But I didn't want to be off the air for a year, So it was very difficult to know how aggressive I should be because I don't just sit and wait around for them to come to me. It's like if I'm going to go for it, I'm going to go for it. So I said, yeah, I do want to be interested. And I saw Larry Coker later that day as the head coach of the Hurricanes at the time. And he said, I got a call for the Texans about you. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I feel like this is crazy. I felt like, somebody called my wife and said, I want to marry your husband or something. It's just weird. It was a weird feeling. And I said, Coach, I didn't ask for this. And he's like, I know. He's like, but it's the NFL. It's the NFL. And everybody understood it's the NFL. It doesn't come along very often. There are 32 jobs. I mean, these jobs don't turn over. I think since I've been in the league 15 years, maybe 4 times has there been an opening, maybe. So it's super tough to get these gigs. And I decided, again, to bring myself here. I fly myself in. I met with Bill Van Rysdam over at CBS Radio. I met with Laura Morris over there. They were running the show over there at the time. That was one visit. Another visit, I had a combined interview, and Jamie Roots was in it, Tony Wiley. It was the radio station and the Texans combined. I think I was in a room with 6 people, and me, and just giving it my best shot. And again, I came in on my own dime, and I think they liked that. It shows that you want the job. So I very much was going in on a 45-degree angle, and I actually filled in on an NFL playoff game to cap the 2001 season, and it was on one of the stations here, the network game, and everybody heard it. And I think, it just kind of solidified me as a candidate. So I got a call. There was no one moment getting this job. There was no one, that's the crystal moment. I felt like I had a good shot to get it. I was doing the right things, and eventually I got it. We negotiated. It became even bigger than I thought because the NFL, being in college athletics for so long, that's what I was. I mean, I followed the league, and I was into the league from an early time, as I told you. But being in college athletics for so long, that tends to be your whole universe. It is your whole universe. And the NFL is huge, but until you're in that booth every week on Sunday, you don't realize the magnitude, the intensity of that game, that day, that Sunday afternoon. Every weekend, I always say this, is like the NCAA tournament. Like we all get excited about the first and second round of the NCAA tournament. That's every Sunday at the NFL, and then some. Every Sunday in the league is just this complete showdown of 16 versus 16, whatever, 15 primetime games excluded. But you get my drift here. It is so big every week. And once you do that for a while, other things you do just don't seem as big, even if they're big collegiately or whatever. They just don't seem to have the same kind of buzz that the NFL on a Sunday afternoon does. So I'm so grateful that I'm here. I'm grateful that I got here, and I want it to go on forever.
You're You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.